All righty. Good morning to everyone who is either Central or West Coast, and good afternoon to everyone else. We are thrilled to have you joining us here today for our webinar all about Softrip for multi-day tour operators. So we'll go ahead and jump right in now that we've given everyone some time to trickle in, and thank you for your responses on the icebreaker as well. Quick agenda. So today it's all about the high level overview, right? We want to give you a glimpse of everything that Softrip is, was, and where we'll be in the future. So we'll start off with a brief Softrip history, talk a little bit about where we are today and some of our future goals and initiatives. And then, of course, the main event, a high level system demo. So I'm Will Despain, Senior Account Executive with Softrip. I've been with the company for about 7 months now, so getting my feet wet. It's been a great time getting to know the industry and this product. And then I'm joined today with Betsy Harbison, our CEO, who I'm going to pass it over to cover our introduction and history.
Great. Thank you, Will. And hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Wish I could see your lovely faces, but thanks for being here. So we'll take you through a bit of Softrip history. We've been around quite a long time, so a bit about where we've come from, where we stand today, a bit about the future, and then we'll kick it to Will for a high-level demo of the platform. So we were unofficially founded in around 1997, more officially in 2002. So we have about 26 years of experience in the multi-day tour operator space. We were originally built within Gate One Travel as their in-house system. Hopefully, many or all on the call are familiar with Gate One Travel, large multi-day tour operator based in Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. So while we still have a very strong foothold in the Philadelphia area, we are now a fully distributed team with team members across the country. But Gate One sold all types of travel, set departures, custom groups, FIT, and the system supports those three to this day. But the real reason is they felt like they couldn't find the right solution, software solution for them back in the early 2000s, and really decided to build a solution that they thought would both help Gate One and help other multi-day tour operators in the industry. So over time, we started as a quoting system. You'll see we've really added functionality to really become this all-in-one system, integrated with leading GDS systems, hotel aggregators, and we are now on our third generation of the platform. So very organic genesis of the business. We have, over the past 20 years, mostly relied on partnerships, referrals, sort of word of mouth, and we're a bit on to the next phase of our business now. So you'll see kind of the orange explosion in 2021. We officially split from Gate One Travel. The business had grown to this point of, are we here to support our parent company? Are we here to support our growing customer base? Acquired by a group of 12 private investors, really dedicated to bringing Softrip into its next phase of growth and as a business. So I also joined the company at this time. So as of October 2021, we are formally a standalone business, which has been exciting. A bit more about history of the platform. So we truly have built up an all-in-one platform over time. We like to say we are a reservation system at our heart, but you'll see we have modules for all of sort of the core multi-day tour operator teams or workflows. So product management, accounting, post-booking operations, CRM marketing, reporting, and also over time built in some add-on modules as well. So surveys would be one, allowing you the ability to actually survey on specific suppliers and experiences, projects, which is our procurement system, and vendor direct. So how do you engage with those suppliers that you work with over time on live availability and rate? So truly one comprehensive platform that we've built up over the last 26 years. And a bit about our team today. So we went through the fun exercise of adding up the tenure of everyone on the Softrip team. We have over 150 years of combined experience in multi-day tour operations. You will see some familiar faces on this. Vince, Matt, and Oz have been with Softrip and also Gate One for a long period of time. And then also some new team members. We'll show you where we're really investing in the business. So Jordan joined us as VP of Customer Success. We have Will on the call as our first account executive. And David London recently joined us as well as our director of product. So a bit about where we currently stand from just a fun metrics perspective. We around 2 billion of reservations are created within the platform annually, and 1 million passengers per year are traveling with Softrip operators. You've already heard my 150 years of combined industry experience in business for 20 plus years. And I think this last one is important. 5 to 500, we can really scale with any size of multi-day tour operator. And we think that's sort of what might set us apart a bit. You know, we can cater to all sizes and all types. To that exact point, built up some wonderful partnerships over time in our customer base. So all types of travel, set departures, custom groups, FIT, and truly all sizes. So really proud of our customer base that we built up over time. And wanted to flash this for you all to really show where we have been focused over the last 2 years. We've really been focused on optimizing our customer-facing processes and establishing what we're calling the Softrip way. So how do we ensure that both our team and our customers are successful, and really trying to concretely answer the questions of how can we onboard faster and decrease time to value? How can we ensure our relationships continue into the future with regular touch points, and really investing behind this customer success function within Softrip. So the future, 3 kind of very simple bullet points here before I kick it to Will. I think the first one is we are continuing to grow both our team and our customers. We've added quite a few team members over the last 2 years. We'll continue to do so, and similarly expand our customer base. We are continuing to build out core functionality for the multi-day tour operator space. We have all of the core needs, but always striving to be better. So really investing behind that product development arm. Right now, there's a focus on payments and documents, and also partnering in the right areas now that certain offerings have popped up in this multi-day tour operator space that are very specialized. And finally, I know I mentioned sort of this organic genesis to the business, lots of referrals, word of mouth. We weren't really out there. Hopefully this webinar will show you that that's changing a bit and has been over the last 2 years. So expanded presence, more present at things like USTOA and NTA, and how do we become really strong partners of those organizations. We're going to be publishing a lot more educational content as well moving forward for multi-day tour operators. So please subscribe to our newsletter and blog. And I think our most recent one actually is a new newsletter on top 5 things you need to know in the multi-day tour operator space. So hopefully you'll see us around a bit more, and we're very excited about that moving forward. So thank you. Great.
Absolutely. Thank you, Betsy. I think you did a great job covering a lot of these, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this slide, but really just want to set the stage before jumping into the demo as far as why Softrip. You know, how do we differentiate ourselves with our competitors and, you know, all of the other options out there that you have. You know, the 2 that really hit home for me are industry expertise. Like Betsy said, over 150 years in the industry, and that's in all capacity, whether it's, you know, people who have worked in roles in tour operators, you know, and doing the things that we're working to solve for customers. You know, we talk the talk and we understand the language and the nuances of the industry in a way that many of our competitors don't. And then, you know, to Betsy's point, scalability, right? So all types of travel, all sizes, from 5 to 500 users. You know, we see a lot of times that new customers to Softrip have outgrown whatever they were using in the past. And, you know, with us, you don't have to worry about that. You know, we're going to grow with you and continue to make improvements and allow you to grow as a business and improve alongside of us. So go ahead and jump right into the demo. Those of you who are familiar with the platform know that we could spend 2 hours on the demo. So we're going to keep this very high level today and get a lot in a short period of time. We will ask that questions are dropped into the chat box, into the comments. So I don't think we'll have time for a live Q&A today, but we have Matt and Oz, who many of you know and are fantastic, in the chat to engage with all of you as we're going through this. So as questions come up, drop them in the chat. Matt and Oz will either answer them right now today, or, you know, we'll follow up and get back with you after the demonstration. So let me go ahead and get set up here. All right. So what you are seeing now is the Softrip home screen. Really gives you a glimpse into all of the different areas within Softrip. Betsy mentioned, it's a number of different subsystems or modules almost that work together in one single source of truth. So you're not having to worry about going out to different applications, and all of your data is here within one place, and some of the reporting capabilities and just how you can streamline your operations. It's a very powerful tool for. So just to touch on a few things here on the home screen. Of course, an agenda view, right? This is fed from our calendar, and some of these tasks and memos can be either automated, so tied to a reservation if we want to see some reminders for 30-day communication, 60-day communications, any sort of those, I guess, automatically driven tasks, or we can create manual tasks and assign them to others within the company. So you'll see my agenda today looks pretty light. I've got a webinar apparently going on, so it gives you a quick overview of your day. You could also dive into a more detailed calendar where you can look at a week view, maybe a 30-day view, and create some of those manual tasks or memos. But really just a great way to communicate internally, so you can get out of Outlook and kind of consolidate all of that messaging and track those tasks. Additionally, I talked about how important it is to have all of your data within one system. So some of the reporting capabilities and just having actionable insights into your business. Some of those are displayed here on our homepage. Some of these KPIs, and these could be tweaked or customized so that you're seeing what's important to you based on your role. So someone who's in finance may have more financial driven KPIs here versus someone who's in reservations, operations, etc. Just really quick window into data that's important to you as a user. That being said, let's go ahead and jump into some of our different subsystems. We're going to walk through a number of different workflows as different roles in your company could utilize Softrip, starting with our marketing or CRM. So for today, we're going to take a look at some of our contact management, which is really the core of our marketing subsystem, right? We want to keep track of any of our passengers, any of the travel agents that we're working with, any of the contacts that exist in our world, and store things like header level information, maybe some reservation history. I've got an example here. Mr. Tony Stark, some of you may be familiar with him. He does have a pseudonym, but I'm not going to expose him today. We'll go into his contact profile, and you'll see, again, header level information, really anything that could be important to keep track of. You'll notice that, oh, he's exposed. So you'll notice that Tony Stark here, he is also associated to a customer. So similar to how we can keep track of our contacts in Softrip, we can also associate them to different customers, which would be an account, right? Maybe a travel agency like you see here. Any of this header level information, we have a reservation history. So we're able to access any of the current or past or upcoming reservations that Mr. Stark has worked with on us. Opportunities. So when we talk about CRM, within Softrip, you have the ability to create opportunities maybe for groups. If you're talking to Mr. Stark and he wants to go on this bachelor party or this church trip, here in a few months, but we're not exactly sure of the details yet. We can track that and really work it as an opportunity or a sales lead within Softrip. Finally, just some things such as revision history. This is why it's very important for everyone in Softrip to have their own user. You have the ability to go and see who changed what, who edited this reservation, some accountability there, as well as, some of these different communications we talked about. If I wanted to associate this reservation to one of those tasks or memos on our home screen. And then finally, things such as promotions. We could store some billing information potentially. Looks like Tony's card's expired here. And then some special requests and preferences. So we know that the return business is so important in this industry. So if we can capture some of that information, like preferences or what did they really like, what didn't they like, do we want to offer them some sort of promo the next time they travel with us? It's just a really great way to keep people coming back and having those positive experiences. So we've seen our CRM very high level, that's some of the way that we can manage our contacts and customers in Softrip. And now really at the core of it, I want to look at our product management. So Softrip's a very robust back office. At the heart of it, it's a reservations tool that you can capture and create reservations, take payments, a full online booking tool. But what makes Softrip so special is it's backed by a back office that feeds all of this reservation information. So we have the ability to come in here and track different rates and inventory and any of those contracts that we have in place with vendors and suppliers. And then we can create products, packages, really, use those suppliers as building blocks to put together, what end up being our what we're selling, right? These packages and these trips. So just at a very high level, I want to take a look at our suppliers, which are, again, these are the building blocks or, the vendors that we're working with, hotels, transfer companies. And if I search all here, just to give you a glimpse of what some of these could look like, you'll see, maybe some hotels, a transfer company, a safari, a tour. And we can track all of that in the information. So the supplier level, or excuse me, the header level information. What's the contact info? Who are we communicating with over there? And when we're thinking about suppliers, it's really a three-tier hierarchy, right? As a supplier level, think about a hotel, a transfer company, a tour company. Under each supplier, you could have a number, as many different services as they offer. So if we're thinking about a hotel as an example, as our supplier, we could have 10 different services that are different types of rooms, different inclusions, standard room with breakfast, standard room with parking, as many different services as they could offer. And then just like services roll up to suppliers, for each of these different services, we could have really any number of rates. So these rates could be seasonal, they could be weekday versus weekend rates. And once we have all of that information built out into Softrip, it really aligns with the contracts we have in place with those vendors. So as we're looking at a certain date or a certain reservation, the pricing and the inventory and the rates that we're working with are driven from that. So now that we've looked at supplier services and rates, again, these are the building blocks. We can come over to what we call products in Softrip. And these are, packages. These are the products, of course, that we're selling to our customers. Again, I'll search for all just so we can take a look at a number of different products we have here in our demo org. And you'll see some different types. So it could be a custom product, something that we're truly building for a private group, someone that wants something completely built from scratch, tailored to them. These could be list products. So if we just want to shop by destination, almost like an FIT vacation builder experience, right? Or we have packages, and a package could be, a single date, a single departure date, just something that we want to go and sell this itinerary. Or it could be a multi-departure date, right? We could assign any number of different departure dates to one of these packages. And now, we're selling this trip with a departure every Monday for the next 3 months. And I'm going to go ahead and take a look at one of these packages just to give you an idea of how it all works with the different suppliers. And we'll look at this 7-day Best of Ireland product here. And when we look at the overview, and I'm going to sort by date just to give us a little better view of exactly what we're looking at here. But on each day, we've added services and suppliers and the background, the different rates that are associated with them, and assigning what day they're on, and we're building them, and we're piecing these together and building what is holistically this 7-day Best of Ireland product. And once we've built this product in the back end, we're able to assign different departure dates. We can build out maybe some itinerary information if we want to see some pictures and different details for these different stops that we're making. And the end result is a package that someone could go into our reservations platform and book directly, which will be what we look at next. So jumping over to reservations, it's important to note that reservations is really the one piece of Softrip that could be both internally used or externally used. So, you could have a travel agent come log in and create a reservation, or, if you're working with different groups, a group leader could come in and manage a group through this. And as far as, creating new reservations, we talked about, we support all different sizes, all types of travel. You could create a new reservation in a number of different ways based on what it is that you're offering and what it is that your customers are looking for. So I could create based on a package, just like that Best of Ireland 7-day trip that we were just looking at. I could create a dynamic package, which is more of that FIT, vacation builder experience I just mentioned. If we want to shop by destination, and see different hotels, optionals, etc., we could create a reservation from one of those opportunities that I mentioned. Going back into the CRM, if we have an opportunity associated to a certain contact, let's go ahead and start creating a new opportunity based on that. Or we can start from scratch and build from a shell. I'm just going to show quickly this best of Ireland 7-day package that we were just looking at. We'll go ahead and search for that. And I'll choose one of these future departure dates, and this will give you a view of what does the landing page look like? What is the customer facing result of that package that we built in the back office? So if you remember, we had built out the 7 days with different itinerary items on each day. That's all going to translate into this online booking and landing page that now an agent or a customer or really anyone that we would like, an internal user, could go through and actually create a reservation. And you'll see that all of the information that we built out in the back office is going to flow right into this online booking tool. And we could go ahead and complete the process here. By booking now, we could select our date, and Softrip has an integrated payment merchant. So you could go all the way through and create this reservation, pay for it, and move on your way. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that might look like. So let me go ahead and pull up an existing reservation. If we were to book now, go add all of our passenger details, make a payment, what this screen looking at here is an overview of that reservation now that it's an active reservation. So again, we have all of the different services that we built out in the back office. Maybe some passengers, Emmett Brown and Marty McFly, an interesting little group there. And then we can manage this reservation. So if we wanted to add new items, if we wanted to change or tweak some of these different destinations, hotels, services, stops, we can really come in here and build out this reservation to look and feel exactly like we need it to, so that we're giving our customers the experience that they want. You'll see that we can include things like optionals, add-ons for these trips if we wanted to offer some pre-post. We can really do a lot to create this reservation to include everything that we need. So once we have an active reservation, this will be a quick transition into more of our operations side of things. So when you think operations, we're talking about communication with both of our passengers as well as with the different suppliers and vendors that we work with. So just to show you at a high level, once we have this reservation created, if I come over here to documents, there's a handful of documents that Softrip can automatically generate for you based on the passenger information, based on the reservation information and the itinerary. And you can send these documents directly out of Softrip to your customer. So, you're no longer having to go into Microsoft Word and fill out a template, PDF it, send it out via Outlook. We can send things such as an invoice or a schedule change, a quote, directly out of our system. Additionally, on the supplier side of things, we have the concept of reservation queues within Softrip. So by taking any reservation and adding it to what we call a reservation queue, we're automating that communication with your suppliers, hotels, vendors, passenger lists, manifests. And you could create a queue for really anything, 14-day reminder, 30-day reminder, 60-day reminder. And as you're adding these reservations to these queues, it's either going to automate that communication for us, or, you saw in our calendar view, we could have some reminders to go take care of some of these processes ourselves. Finally, just because I do want to touch a little bit on some of the accounting within Softrip, I think this is a great place to show an example report. One of my favorites, one of the most powerful reports I think within Softrip is our P&L, so profit and loss report. And this report is showing, based on this particular reservation, really where we stand from a costing and a financial perspective. So we have the concept of an estimated rate, an estimated costs. We have a recount column here, which is anytime I go run this report based on, maybe some things have changed between now and when we were originally building out this estimated reservation, and then our actual day of departure. So any of those changes that occur, from the time that we're starting to build this out and we actually go on this trip, you can track that P&L all within Softrip at a very, very detailed level. All righty, so now we've made it through reservations. We've looked at some management. We've got a few minutes left, so just wanted to to quickly touch on some of our operations on the messaging side, show you what some of that would look like. I talked about the reservation queues for customer communications and those 30-day reminders, invoices. But we also can send these messages to our vendors and suppliers. So I'm going to pull up that same reservation we were just looking at for Mr. Marty McFly and Emmett. And when we open this reservation, you'll see all of the different suppliers that were associated to that itinerary here built out for us. And when we look at this one in particular, the Bunratty Castle, you'll see that it's generating a rooming list. So here's who our guests are. These preferences come from our CRM, so these are saved. And now anytime Marty McFly is traveling with us, these passengers will include this detail, so this hotel knows how to treat them as such. And then again, we can send this directly to the supplier out of Softrip. We're not having to download this, put it in Outlook. As long as we have their contact information saved, we can just automate that whole process for you. And then finally, I do just want to add a very high level touch on accounting. There is a lot that you can get into in the accounting within Softrip. And, the benefit is again, we speak the language. This is a tool that's built to handle the nuances of the tour operator industry. So, things such as split receipts and those payables that are going out to your different vendors and suppliers and those nuances, you can close your books within Softrip. We have the ability to handle anything from those vendor payments to rent payments, office expenses. At the end of the day, more than half of our customers are using Softrip as their core accounting system. There is no need for any sort of third-party QuickBooks, ERP. You saw that one report, the P&L. There are so many more like it that can just give you some great data and insights into your business and financial health. So that being said, again, as those of you familiar with this product know that we could spend hours and hours on any one of these sections, but hopefully, this gives you a very good high-level overview of how everything works together. I haven't been able to look at the chat, but hopefully we've had some good questions come through, and we'll be able to follow up with anyone that we didn't get to today. And again, just wanted to thank everyone very much for their time. Feel free to reach out directly if you have any questions post-demo. If there's anything that you want us to dive further on, specific to your business, let us know. We'll put some time on the calendar and get in front of you. So thank you, Betsy, for all of your insight in the history, past, present, and future. And thank you all for joining us. Look forward to talking to everyone soon.
Didn't know you could do a demo that fast, Will. Nicely done.
Thank you. All right. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.